sight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Oh, James. Am I going to survive the coronavirus? How fucking strong and powerful am I? Oh, I could survive the coronavirus. Oh, I don't want to say that I'm a better human than everyone else, but starting to feel like it.
Spreading the coronavirus around, huh?
Spreading the eagle.
Not staying home.
No.
Not resting.
I'm out shaking hands.
Out shaking hands.
Licking babies.
Yep.
Licking people's palms.
Pumping iron.
Yeah. Doing it.
Doing it,
James. Beating the virus.
You don't care.
I don't fuck.
You don't care what old ass dude you kill.
No, I saw a bird coughing. The bird might have had bird flu.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and let him feed me food on the way in, you know? I gave him a worm to chew up and spit into my mouth.
Right.
Alicia Silverstone style.
Ooh.
Feed me like a baby bird. Give me all your diseases because I'm strong enough to handle them.
Oh my gosh. Woo-hoo. Look at you out and about in the world.
If you hear my voice at home, my lovely voice, which is usually pretty much next to honey. I think there's honey in this world, and then my voice is second. It's still a little sick. Still a little under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I have not fully beaten the coronavirus yet, but I'm getting close, and I want you to know that. That's 1. 2.
Everyone's worried. They were really
Super
worried.
Tuesday delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, was that exciting last night?
It really was a fight to the death.
It was.
It really was.
Almost literally.
Yeah, and they killed a couple of people.
Well, it got close. Shouts out to Jill Biden. Man, I want a fucking down-ass bitch like Jill.
Right?
Now, would you do that if I was giving a speech on stage? Would you
wreck
some fools?
I think that would be my instinct.
All right.
I think. You never know. In the moment.
You don't know until you get into it.
But basically, she went up against Joe, kind of. She wasn't like throwing blows or anything, but she was like...
Protect your man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my instinct would be that, to be like, go closer to you, right? And not run away.
You're the only one who knows that.
I know, and I'll never know, actually, until something like that happens.
I'm an aggressive person. Like, I'll go forward towards violence.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. You don't know until you're in it.
You don't know.
For you personally.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Or you.
No, we know me. I'm not afraid of... I'll punch somebody in the street. Like...
Right, but we don't know what your instinct initially will be if someone's running towards you. I don't know.
You've been
so
around
you're
me
saying
enough.
you would go towards them.
I threw somebody to the ground a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago?
When was that? When we go out?
That was over a year ago. But what is
was
happening?
It really?
Yeah.
Shit.
What's
dude.
happening?
Coronavirus. Whatever, man. Probably.
Yeah,
no.
you knocked somebody out.
It was for somebody's fucking birthday. It was like 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, whatever.
Look, whatever.
You got to see the magic happen.
Yeah.
But I think we need to put you in a sitch like that.
Yeah, and just see how I respond.
Jill Biden fucking responded,
yeah,
dude.
she
and she's
really
getting
did.
the love today online.
Yeah, she really
No
did.
matter who you voted for, but it was like, yo, Jill, ride or die, dude.
Yeah.
Down ass bitch. Jill Biden.
Yeah, if we're gonna get into that a little bit, I think his speech.
Oof. Well, let's start with Super Tuesday.
It was a disaster, but go ahead.
Yes, let's start with the results of Super Tuesday.
We'll start with the results.
Everyone dropped out, starting from Saturday nights on, right after the South Carolina primaries. We'll start with Tom Steyer was out.
Right.
Not a big deal. Didn't really think much about it, right? Sunday, I knew shit was up when Buttigieg
Yep.
and Klobuchar.
Yep.
Klobuchar won Kenobi.
Last minute. Still was on the ballot.
8
Still
o'clock on a
ticket.
Sunday night they got out.
Yeah. Interesting.
And
It
here's the
really-
thing, because you can vote early in these things. So some votes were already in. Super Tuesday starts at one of the polls open like 8 or 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they close at
whatever. Right? 7 o'clock usually.
Yeah.
7 to 8 o'clock. I knew the fix was in, and I was like, oh, shit, they're going all in for Biden. You and I were sitting there watching it, and they had broken into the news, and I was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They're going all in for Biden. And this all started the week before with Sanders cruising through Nevada. That's when the Democrats were like, we're fucking worried. So you needed Joe to win South Carolina to prove that he could get the African-American vote, which he did. After that, they went all in. I don't know what they were paid or promised, but I can assure you this. It was big. And it was either a cabinet position or it was CPAC money that they gave Kloby. And Tom Steyer, they didn't give him dick, probably.
He doesn't need dick, though.
No,
do you know
he's
what
a
I
billionaire.
mean? Like, he is very rich. I think Tom Steyer was maybe a different story, but Kloby and Buttigieg,
Yeah.
I think we'll have places in the cabinet, right?
Yes. And look, me personally, I was sad to see Mayor Pete drop out.
Yeah.
I thought out of all of the Democrats,
I just thought it would have been a good debate. Like, I thought it would have been an interesting debate.
Here's what I always look at with elections. Because I really don't care who you vote for and who wins. Like, it's not going to change my life on a day-to-day basis, right? With Buttigieg, I thought genuinely out of all of the Democrats, and this, my mind was changed probably in the last week and a half with him. I thought he had a couple really strong debate performances, and I thought he at least had some sound ideas for what he was going to do. Therefore, if Trump was going to lose, and obviously I'm a Trump guy, but if he's going to lose and it's Buttigieg, great. All right, I can move on with my day and understand why people chose him, right?
Well, what we kind of don't want in there is a fighter, right?
Yeah.
What we kind of don't want is a fighter. What we sort of want...
Or who's going to inflict a ton of change.
Sure. What we sort of want is someone that, like, doesn't like Trump, but can't really get much done. Same as Trump, right? That's kind of like, hey, I'm going to just be...
Here.
I'm not going to tweet in the same way. I'm going to try and be respectful, but I'm going to kind of do the same stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
and that
yep.
was Pete, and that is Biden.
And it is Biden. And here's the difference between Pete and Biden. Biden is fucking old, and it is really starting to show, in particular really these last 2 months, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Even in his victory speech last night, calling his wife his sister and all that other shit. It's just like, man. And I get it, because, look, I've been sick. I've been saying a lot of weird shit on the air for like the last week, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm damn near death, right? And I feel it, and that's why my words are jumbled and I'm having problems. His is just age at this point. And
I'm sure Hillary's at home like, God damn it.
Well,
I fucking was lucid and you motherfuckers came after me.
Sort of.
But
she was falling down everywhere.
She was falling
down. The epilepsy had got her.
For sure.
She canceled a bunch of events. I think, looking back on it now, knowing what we know now, I think Biden, if he runs in 2016, they fucked him out of 2016. Yeah. Probably would have won.
And it's like we all love
president. Not just the nomination.
I know.
President.
We all love Rocky, right? At this point, he is a fucking fighter. He has been down a million times, including in this primary.
Yes, he
and
was
has
out.
Come back
2 weeks
and
ago, he was out.
In the same way that Trump got elected, I wonder if Biden is kind of bringing that same stuff up because he is an underdog that kind of has been fighting forever and is rising up.
No. And I'll tell you why. I looked at the numbers more closely today. Mm-hmm. The problem with Biden is because you're down to Biden and Bernie at this point. Warren, if she's smart, she'll drop out. If she wants,
she is smart, but she's a fighter.
For what?
She's a fighter.
She lost her own state. She finished third in her own state last night. But here was a deep dive into the numbers today, okay? For both candidates, for Bernie and Biden. Biden is not drawing any younger voters at all. Mm-hmm. None. Mm-hmm. They are not excited about Biden, in which they probably shouldn't be. He's been in politics for 47 years. So, and he's 70, he would be 79 by the time he gets into office.
Like, again, I would be
Everybody
excited
knows Joe Biden.
because he wouldn't be able to do anything.
Right. But everybody knows Joe Biden. They're not excited about this candidacy the way young folks are excited about, and I'm going to say folks because that's all they kept saying last night on all of these networks.
No, I think it's like something they got briefed on that we're calling people folks.
I guess. But look, all of the young kids are voting for Sanders.
Right.
Looking at the numbers last night, all of the votes that Sanders was getting were people fucking under 30. Biden's was over 45, and it was just like, all right, great.
65 and older even.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Biden's getting African Americans. Bernie's getting Latinos. Biden is not. When you look at that and pile up all these numbers together, first of all, I think you're headed to a brokered convention. I don't think either of them are going to have enough votes.
And I
think Biden will have enough to be in the lead by the time they get to the convention, and that is going to be their argument to bitch to get him in there. And
I know what a brokered convention is. I know what it is, because I know like a lot of things.
A brokered convention,
but just for the
audience,
yeah, just for the audience, if you want to explain it.
And a brokered convention means you do not have enough votes in the primary. It's 1,991 to win your nomination, right? Mm-hmm. If you achieve that number, you win the nomination without any fights at all.
Okay.
Neither of them will probably reach 1,991 votes.
Because they're taking it from
they're
the
both
other. Splitting it.
I mean, the people who are voting, and that's if Warren drops out, because Bloomberg just dropped out right now.
Right.
He is done.
Yeah.
So therefore, all those Bloomberg votes, and he got surprisingly a decent amount.
In some places.
Which is crazy. And God love him for spending $500 million to get American Samoa, Jessie's favorite territory of the United States.
And I knew about that too.
Mm-hmm. But if Warren drops out like she should, so all those votes will go to Bernie. The way that this should divide up is going into March 15th, which is the next debate. It'll be a two-man race. It'll just be Biden and Bernie on that stage, and then you can really find out who's who and what's what and go from there. Those votes will divide up evenly. Neither will have enough to get there. When you get to the convention, since neither one of them have 1,991 votes, they will then have to go in and say, all right, who do we want?
Who are they saying this to?
They'll be saying that to the party. So the whole Democratic Party will be there. They choose. And there's 3 rounds of voting, and that
Bernie's
is going to be
worst
a
nightmare.
Shit show, correct?
Because they wouldn't choose
Fuck
him.
No, they're not going to choose him. And it creates the chaos that the Republicans want. It's a win-win for everyone all the way around if this scenario happens.
Yeah, he's too much of a fighter. We don't want him in there.
Who?
Bernie.
Bernie wants to change. He's a socialist. He wants to change the whole goddamn world. So
we want somebody that just wants to get in there, chill in the White House, ride in the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I want. I don't want someone fucking trying to fight for change,
No.
Oof.
No.
Oof.
So if Warren drops out, like she should, because there's another primary next week, I think then you start partnering up to build your case. Since it's probably going to be a brokered convention, I think you start picking VPs earlier.
Oh, so that you get that, like, one up kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bernie should really sit down and talk to Elizabeth Warren and say, hey, let's get in this together. Biden
with those numbers, though, why did she get so
today?
Low? Sorry, but why did she get such low numbers even in her own home state?
Because she's run 90 times for everything.
Okay, but is that someone that you want to? I think that
she's still getting votes.
Okay.
So you need her on the ticket because there is no other socialist that is famous enough that you're going to throw on the ticket and say, all right, cool. Unless you get another known Democrat to come over to his socialism. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
In today's world.
But isn't there someone that would jump on the ticket just because they want to be VP no matter what? And he could
that's famous
level
enough.
Out his playing field as far as what did McCain do? When he went
completely unknown and just went Sarah Palin, and that was an awful mistake.
It was a total mistake, but he was trying to get the votes that he wasn't getting, right? So it's like, who do you pick so that you get this one, VP gets this one, and you bring it all together? I think with Warren, it's like, you're just going to get the same.
But you need it. It's things that he's not getting.
It's something to make, it's like Trump with Pence. It's to make people feel more comfortable with who you are, right?
I get
a complete opposite.
I get it, but if to me that is the only ticket that makes sense, and that is the only one who is famous enough that could possibly push it. And even then, by the way, I still don't think it's going to be enough anyways, because it's going to go to a brokered convention. It's going to be Biden anyways. And if I'm Biden, I'd probably go after Cory Booker,
but you don't
really cement the African American vote and call it a day.
Can they choose their VPs before convention?
Yes, you can do it tomorrow if you want.
So you don't think any choice that Bernie makes could make him more appealing to the party?
Not than Warren. Unless he went a fucking hardcore Democrat. But all the hardcore Democrats hate him because he's not really a Democrat.
Right.
So
even anyone, if you think about Cory Booker, Steyer, everyone. Steyer, maybe?
No.
He wouldn't.
He's a billionaire. That's everything
right.
That's
everything.
Bernie's against.
Man, he's a tough one, isn't he, that Bernie?
This is what I'm saying. He's boxed himself into one person, essentially, and that's kind of it. The problem is, at the start of this, at the debates, she was pissed off. Remember their screaming match that she said he said a woman can never be president. Turns out
he's right.
He's right. Still, including this year.
Turns out, sorry, he's right. But anyway.
So that's kind of where you are with all of this stuff, and it's fun. I'm gonna go ahead and give Joe the fucking revolutionary figure of the day. We usually do this at the end. I'm gonna do it now. I've never seen a comeback like this ever. There was states last night that he won that he didn't even spend $1 in. Never set foot in them. Tennessee he won. Never went there once to campaign. Minnesota didn't go there once. Elizabeth Warren State, Massachusetts, didn't go there one single time, and the whole fucking state voted for you.
It's just, again, I'll say one more thing too. Like, nothing was a landslide. Everything was so close that I wonder if those people hadn't dropped out and given them that tiny bump, if he would have gotten over the
not hump. One prayer.
Yeah. So
he would have been out. So
in that sense, you're kind of like, do people really love them, or he's just getting these other...
The Democratic Party loves him.
Okay. So they did everything they could to even get
all
the tiniest bit. You'd think with all of that behind you, if you really are a great candidate, that you would have such an insane bump, right?
So today on Twitter, the top topics that are trending are DNC rigged, election rigged, blah, blah, blah. Because essentially...
Look, we knew that already.
But that's what they did. That's what the DNC did. They just said, hey, man, we cannot have a socialist go up against Trump. This is going to be a fucking landslide. Yeah, We've got to get Biden in there.
Win, yeah.
To their credit, they huddled everybody up and got these guys to drop out. If they did not, last night would have been all Sanders across the board, and it would have been over. Sanders would have won the nomination last night.
And everyone would have had these piddly little numbers all the way behind him.
Correct. And it would have eaten all of his votes, and that would have been it. And Sanders would have steamrolled to the nomination. Nothing you could have done. Instead, you changed the game. It's going to be a brokered convention. Now the Bernie Bros are going to be pissed. And I can tell you what's going to happen in November already, right? It's real easy to see. If this goes to a brokered convention and they say no to Bernie, the young people already weren't voting for Biden in these primaries anyways, right? Mm-hmm. Now they're going to be pissed off that Bernie got screwed over again by the establishment. I'm going to use air quotes in there.
Right.
They're not going to go vote for Biden in November. So you're fucked. Mm-hmm. The other weird stats that nobody's talking about today that I'll bring up is California. In the state of California last night, you had about 1.4 million votes between Sanders, who won, and Biden, who ended up coming in second, right? Mm-hmm. Combined, I think Sanders got like 900,000. Biden got maybe 500,000 votes in California. Here's the strangest stat. Trump got 1.5 million votes in the state of California last night, and he wasn't running against anybody. No one had to vote for Trump. No one had to go out and vote for Trump at all.
Weird.
But they did.
Weird.
Why? Why would
in
Republicans...
California, is that what you said? That's what's weird.
Why would they go?
That's what I'm saying. It's in California. That's weird. Anywhere else, I'd be like, yeah, they want to do that just to make sure.
Because I went in yesterday and voted.
You did.
Popped in on the old primaries.
You did.
Even on the coronavirus, is I want to see the hype, man. I feel like you can't have a show like this, and I feel the same way about our sports show, Drinkin Bros Sports. You can't talk shit or have shows like this if you don't get involved and be a part of the process. So I went. North Carolina is a huge swing state. I went in, signs outside. There was a lot of people outside. Hey, vote for so-and-so, and, here's a bag of dicks for Tom Steyer or whatever it was, right? Bunch of fucking weird girls with purple in their hair and nose rings and shit telling me to vote for Sanders or whatever, right? I'm like, all right, cool. I felt alive a little bit. I was like, all right,
sure,
great.
Sure, here we go. Democracy, right? You
Yeah.
were getting high on it.
Walked into the high school.
Sure.
4 people there.
Right.
I took a picture inside there, which I didn't know was illegal. Some people pointed it out to me on Instagram last night. If you're not following me, go to @StJames, STJames on Instagram, or I'm verified. Just go to Rock
It's not
Patterson.
the one with 20 followers.
Yeah. There's some people who are trying to.
You made it.
I know.
When people are using
trying to use my shit. Anyways,
Remember
I took
when
a picture inside there, and a woman grabbed my arm and was like, "You can't take photos inside the voting booth." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is it? There's only 4 of us here, so I didn't know if people were actually voting or what we were doing here today." Now, with that, I went in to vote against some people I fucking hated, and also voted for Burn Dog just to because I want to see him go up against Trump for an easier victory.
Sure,
whatever. Throw all my cards on the table and then take a piss on them.
Right.
The other part about it was I was genuinely shocked when I looked at the ballot and there was an option for Donald Trump, and I was like, "Oh, shit!
Wow.
All right, yeah. I'll obviously I'm going to click it.
Yeah.
But you're still also voting for Democrats, so you're like,
Okay, so you can do a little both C's.
You can. It's just not necessary. Where
Right.
You're like, all right,
Right.
That's a thing, I guess. So I might as well click it. Whatever, right? And then when I left, there was all this enthusiasm outside of like, oh, who'd you vote for? And I was like, oh, you mean the 4 of us? Obviously, I voted, and I looked right at this girl with the purple and the nose ring, and I just, the save cows and all that bullshit T-shirt, and I just was like, oh, I voted for Trump. It's the only reason I was here today. She was like, oh. And I was like, who's your guy? And it was somebody from the state of North Carolina. I was like, well, if it brightens your day any, I did not vote for that person, so I just voted for somebody else,
Right.
So, hallelujah. Hallelujah to you.
You really take things to the next level. It's like you could have just gone in and voted.
No.
You really had to go.
You can't. I'll tell you why.
Yes, you can.
So right outside, they stop you.
I know.
They stop you.
I know. But they do. They stop
you. Sir.
Yes.
Can you tell me who you voted for?
To your point about like talking, we talk shit. We talk about, politics. We talk about all this.
Yes.
Things that we're pissed about, things that we're happy about. And like, remember when I talked to that real life liberal? I had a real life liberal to talk to that voted independent in the last election and is mad that Trump is president.
Did she vote in the primary yesterday?
No.
There you go.
So it's stuff like that. And that's a hardcore post all the time, real life liberal.
Yes. And that's what's actually going on.
And they just didn't understand. Like, I didn't like either one of them, so I voted for somebody else. And now I just cannot believe how someone like him could be elected. That is someone that doesn't understand the process. This real life liberal has voted independent many times, which means you literally just took your fucking vote and threw it in the trash. I know it'd be nice that if we lived in a world that it would make a difference, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, now you have to choose someone if you're going to talk shit.
But they don't.
If you're not going to talk shit, look. And I was like that too. I just didn't talk about politics. I didn't want to know. I didn't care. But I didn't also get pissed about what was going on, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't do anything about it within the system that we have, which is it's Democrat or Republican. I'm so sorry that that's how it is, but that's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. So if you do not want a certain person to be president, you have to rally around the other person against him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
You cannot write names in. You cannot vote independent. You cannot put in this fucking bullshit. Like, you cannot vote for someone that has no, no delegates, right? And it sucks. But it's like, that's the way it is. But people don't understand that, and then they're pissed.
They're pissed.
No, I didn't vote for Hillary.
They're pissed.
But I cannot believe that Trump is president.
Well, it'd be shocking if he was pregnant.
I have seen, what is that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Twins.
No, the one where he's pregnant.
I don't know.
Come on.
Kindergarten Cop?
No. The one where Arnold Schwarzenegger gives birth.
Man.
Please.
I don't know, Jessie. I'm not a big Schwarzenegger fan, to be real with you.
Yell it out. Don't text it to me.
Jamie, if Jamie can find the Schwarzenegger pregnant movie.
Schwarzenegger has a baby.
Nope.
It's so good.
No.
Gives birth.
What were we saying?
I'll fucking look for it.
What were we saying?
What was I saying?
Jessie, you had a pregnant pause.
Oh, no. Junior,
he's pregnant and has a baby?
No. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I've never seen that movie. If I ever saw the premise or a trailer with Schwarzenegger having birth, I would not see that film.
I mean, it was like a weird experiment that they were doing.
Sure.
In the movie. Schwarzenegger has always done movies that you're like, yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a cop.
Yeah.
And a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's your twin. Yeah, you give birth. It's all like real, basically documentaries.
Yeah.
But they made him into movies. Junior, I think is your buddy in this? Ben Victor? It looks
Paul
like
Ben Victor, PVE?
It looks like
great.
he is. It looks like he is. Anyways, my
BBV.
point was you can't be so appalled. I cannot believe that Trump is president.
Yeah, if you don't go and vote.
If you don't vote for the Democrat, I'm really sorry to say that, right?
Got to go out, man.
You have to. Or live in a fantasy world that your vote for the independent is going to fucking matter at all.
And the other part was, I went yesterday to vote for people that I hated in local elections that were up for their primaries. And nobody was there for those either. So, what the fuck?
Right.
No one fucking cares. And we did a whole show on, Dan and I's decision to drop out of the school board because of all those pedophile suits that are coming. And, they're going to overthrow the fucking superintendent got resigned. Yeah. HR resigned. Assistant superintendent resigned. And then half the school board is out. But we got, it was a motherfucker that I hate named Bill Rivenbark. That's who I went to vote against yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he's on the school board. This dumb fuck who's the cousin of Charlie Rivenbark, who's the head of city council here. So now he's running for county commissioner off of a last name. For whatever reason, the last name Rivenbark in this fucking town is...
I know, and it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. The news, lawyers, all of it. Shout out to the lawyers, though. She's great. I like Christina Rivenbark.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any relation there, but who fucking knows? It's a weird last name. Anyways, that motherfucker, even though I voted against him, he got through on name recognition. That's all it is.
Yep.
That's all it is. So he's on to the final ballot in November. And it's like, because he's trying to run away from that fucking pedophile suit too. Now that he got the neighborhoods redistrict, so his price value can go up, now he's going for county commissioner. I can guarantee you he's going to start approving shit with his brother so they can make him more fucking money. This dumb hilljack motherfucker, Bill Rivenbark. God damn it, do I hate this son of a bitch. So much so, as sick as I was, drove down there and fucking voted against it. So anybody sitting at home saying, fucking, I'm going to go on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and voice my political opinions without actually going to the fucking ballot and and putting a goddamn vote down. Fuck off, man.
Yeah.
I did it. And I went, you know what I did? I went at lunch yesterday too. You know why I did that? It's the exact same time I voted in 2016. I wanted to see the difference between 2016 and 2018. I went at lunch for both of those.
Yeah.
It was packed. Packed in 2016. Packed in 2018. This year, 0. So, with all of that being said, you can mark this down as a fucking Trump victory. I get a weird one for you that I'm going to toss out. It's going to come out way out of left field. If Biden gets through and picks a strong VP, which it looks like it's going to happen, and Trump recognized a couple days ago, the timing that Pence was put in charge of the coronavirus, you know, they always give a VP one thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a total conspiracy.
Ooh, and it was right around the time you got it. Is that where
right around the time that I got it.
Is that where you're going?
Here's it. No, I'll go. This is going to be even bigger. This is a total fucking conspiracy here. I think he's setting Pence up to fail in case Biden picks a strong VP. The only thing that Trump is not testing particularly high with is older female suburban housewives. I think he fucking dumps Pence on the day of the nomination for the Democratic Party and hires Nikki Haley as his VP, buries them in the news. She's fucking awesome and beloved. And from South Carolina, where Biden just that was his comeback. That's where everybody in South Carolina voted.
Does he need to do all this though?
He might. Why not assure yourself a victory? If I could, it's kind of like an NBA or a Major League Baseball team at the trade deadline. Can I bolster it? Like, I think that I can win the World Series, but could I get one more dude to do it and no one would bat a fucking eye? And Trump gets to say, hey, congratulations. Here's the first female vice president. I did that. Fuck you. And this is a total conspiracy theory. I could be way deep into my own coronavirus on this. But that's my prediction.
It kind of reminds me of Junior. Do you want to hear the
oh, God.
Do you want to hear the synopsis for Junior? I just want to see if you might.
Please, before we get to the sponsors,
if you might
for sure.
maybe want to watch it.
Do it.
A research scientist, Schwarzenegger, becomes the world's first pregnant man in order to test a drug he and a colleague have designed for expectant women. To carry out the trial, he has an embryo implanted, believing that he will only carry the baby for 3 months, hardly expecting to face the prospect of giving birth.
How did this pass through the studio system?
And do really well, and I saw it like when it came out.
There's no way it did really well.
It's also another DeVito Schwarzenegger vehicle.
I think this is the one that killed his career. Let's see what the box office totals were for this movie.
$60 million. Oh, budget. Box office, $108 million.
For a $60 million movie? It's not bad. It's not
domestic.
Bad at all. Yeah.
So you want to talk about a career killer?
Boy.
Okay. I think you should watch it before you knock it because it's the most uncomfortable I've ever been in a movie. He has like all the pregnancy things, everything. Cravings, cramps.
Yeah. Yep.
Contractions. Oh, they're like
I will never
all of it. All of it.
I will never see this film.
It's shot beautifully though, too.
Yeah, do they have Roger Deakins as DP?
No, I don't know. It like looked really good too. Anyways, I would give it a look-see.
I'll give it a peeks.
Junior.
Maybe we'll put
Maybe
it
we
up
should do it live.
Just watch it live. Yeah,
we should watch it live.
I'll get high as shit and give you my thoughts on Junior.
Let's do it.
Real quick here, since we're on the coronavirus theme, I want to put one more thing in here.
We were talking about Junior.
Yep, I'm gonna get away from that altogether.
I was trying to get away from your bullshit, to be honest. That's why I started this. But okay, we'll go back to your shit.
What if that comes true?
What comes true?
What if the Nikki Haley thing comes true?
Well, mark this clip, I guess.
Yes.
Like,
if that comes true, fuck everyone. And yeah, you'll never hear the end of it. This is breaking news. They just pushed. You want to talk about Hollywood movies and where the fucking money's coming from?
I do want to talk about him. So Junior,
yes. Speaking of Junior,
twins,
it probably did well around the world because Schwarzenegger's
Sure.
huge around the world.
Sure.
They just pushed the new James Bond movie to November now because they're worried that people in China have the fucking coronavirus and they're not going to be able to go see it.
Quit it.
Dead serious.
Quit it.
That is breaking news right now.
Oh my gosh.
That is wild. Hey man, we're all fine in America. There's like 9 people who have died. But we're worried about China, whether or not they're going to go see this movie. So we're going to go ahead and push this to November where everybody should be well again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Breaking news that just came through.
That's crazy.
Let's get to the sponsor, shall we? Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, James.
I was going to get into another synopsis. But
Oh, don't. We can afterwards.
We'll do it afterwards. We're going to do a synopsis for Clifford with Martin Short.
Please.
One of my faves.
Rich hit us up yesterday. I'm looking for the email.
Oh,
What
yeah.
were the
That
deals?
it's. So it's going to be.
Rich from Ghostbed.
Yeah. It's going to be
the 25% off is done.
It is done. And we thought they were going to extend that, but you guys, they did
Can't.
extend it.
Yeah.
From President's Day, they were doing it for over a month. So if you missed that one, like I said before,
Yeah.
you're the idiot.
Yeah.
But now they do have, I think it's 20% off plus 2.
20% off everything. Here it is. Plus 2 free pillows. Shit.
Yeah. With a purchase.
That's basically 25% off. That's great.
Yeah. So you have to get a mattress.
Yep.
But then you'll get 20% off and you'll get 2 pillows.
Here's the deal.
And you'll still get the 50% off the base.
Yes. Yeah, and they're also offering 50% off the adjustable base.
Yeah. So you can get all of that together, I believe.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And you need the pillows. You need to have the pillows. If you don't get anything else,
Yeah, dog.
if you want to try something out, grab a couple pillows. I know somebody messaged us from Broettes yesterday of just like, what are the pillows that I need to get for my girlfriend for
This is it.
birthday?
Yep. If
Get
you're going to
the
get the
pillows.
mattress, you have to get the pillows. Look, they're free now. You
Or
get
get the
20%
pillows
off.
and try them out. And
Fuck
I
yeah.
promise if you get them and use the pillows alone, you'll be like, I need to get this mattress.
Yeah. Best. The
I
best
want to say
in the
we
biz.
started with the pillows, to be honest with you.
We did.
Way back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
They sent us the pillows
Yep.
and we were like, holy shit.
And we bought the
have
mattress.
to get the bed. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today for them deals. As always, the 36-month pay-as-you-go program is applicable with all of these deals, which is amazing. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and get on it. Next up, we get StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Ooh.
Come
Ooh.
on, man.
And ride it.
Ride it.
Quad City DJs. That's what I called my legs in high school.
Cool.
Quad City DJs.
Cool.
Strike Force Energy's got 4 amazing flavors. No carbs, no sugars, no nothing. Lasts longer, 5-hour energy is the only thing that is keeping me going throughout these days, dealing with.
When are you going to get better,
sickness.
do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably going to go Blockbuster night, rent Junior and Clifford. Try to clear all that up.
You are describing a dream night for me.
I know.
You would never.
I know.
You would never. Don't tease me. The only way is if you die from coronavirus, and then I'll prop you up.
Yeah.
And like have my dream night of watching Clifford and Junior.
And then call
back
the
to
police
back.
afterwards.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how I want them to find you.
Oof. Fucking. Hopefully strangle baiting.
Mm-hmm. I might position you in strangle bait
Yeah.
so that your kids know that you were just trying to have a good time and that you still love them.
Thank you, as opposed to just dying naturally, like I would have.
And now I understand.
I know.
And now I hear it.
Now-
and now I
now
hear it
it's-
back. You
it's
know, and now I
super
hear
fucked
it
up.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now it's super fucked up of like, man,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do,
Dad
though.
died of natural causes. That happens. Nope. Instead, I'm going to set you up for a strangulation stitch and then let them live with that the rest of their lives. Of like, oh, Dad's stranglebated?
Yeah. And I've seen enough forensic files to know that doesn't fly.
We have a friend whose relative died from strangulation.
Yes, we do. We've talked about it before.
We have. And that is still the hardest conversation you can ever have.
And so I just kind of want them to have that. Do you know what I mean? Because I think with our friend, it makes him, it's a little thing that he has. And when you find it out, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? You always want that thing to like find out about someone.
No, let's not do that.
Well, you won't have any control over me anymore.
It's true. It's true.
And I do mean control.
Yeah. Bark twice if you're in trouble.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Once you're dead.
I'm my own woman.
Yeah. I am stronger than you know.
The Bachelor's been a shit show.
The Bachelor is the worst season of all time.
Worst season of all time. You should pour a little Strike Force in that vodka. Go to strikeforceenergy.com.
Strike Force. I'm sorry about that.
Promo code Revolution, 20% off. It's Strike Force. No carbs and sugars there. Last but not least, straightrazors.com, James.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. Oh, you right?
Yeah. Beef nuts.
Beefed the cheese.
Yeah. You beefed it. Really beefed that cheese. StraightRazors.com gives you the shave that you need to be a real man in this life. Straight razors are second to none. Their safety razors are even finer if you're a pussy. Their cologne, Smolder, aftershave, Smolder. They've got fucking beard oils, mustache waxes, conditioners, everything you need to be a real man in this life. Get it. Go to straightrazors.com. Promo code Revolution. 20% off. I didn't shave today. Did not shave today.
I like a little scruff.
Didn't feel like it.
I like a little scruff. I like a stash. I'm missing the stash. I saw Tom Selleck, the original daddy.
Yep.
The one and only original daddy on
True Bloods.
Kelly and Ryan today.
Okay.
And I was like, miss the mustache.
I know. I miss it too.
Just saying.
Yeah, it'll be back. It'll be back, Jabes.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So tell me about Clifford.
Okay, so the synopsis for Clifford that we're watching tonight is when Charles Grodin's brother, when Martin Daniels, played by Charles Grodin, and his brother asks him to look after his young son, Clifford.
I have seen this movie.
Played by Martin Short.
Yep, I've seen this movie, actually.
Grodin agrees, taking the boy into his home, and the boy is Martin Short.
Yeah.
Who at the time was 94, so what you reckon? How old was Martin
50.
Short? Yeah, he was probably 50, playing a young boy.
Yep.
Took him into his home, introduced him to his future wife, Sarah, played by, you're right, Mary Steenburgen. Clifford is fixated on the idea of visiting a famed theme park, and Martin, an engineer who helped build the park, makes plans to take him. But when Clifford reveals himself to be a first-rate brat, his uncle goes bonkers, and loony intergenerational standoff ensues.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you in?
I'm all in.
Right?
Pushing all my chips.
Clifford and Martin, I think at the time, were the same age.
Fuck yeah, they were.
No. Sorry, Grodin. So Charles Grodin and Martin Short. Sorry, his name is Martin in the movie. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
But Charles Grodin and Martin Short are
the
same age. I think Mary Steenburgen too. So they're all the same age in the movie. Yet, my boy Martin Short, right?
As a kid.
Just
I think
master of disguise and characters.
Right.
Plays a young boy.
You had a slip up a second ago, and you said Martin Short, and
I did.
That's exactly
how you feel about him. Yeah. Clifford.
The only thing I've liked Martin Short in is his Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Oh, so just an interview that he did?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he was a normal person, I was like, oh, shit.
He was actually really funny, right?
Yeah. But these fucking
That's
child
how I
characters
see him all
at
the
50
time.
years old. That used to be a thing, though.
It did. It was a thing that we just kind of went with, right?
Yeah.
Where we were like, oh, okay, now he's going to play a little kid, and we're just going to, like, be cool with it, right?
Yeah.
We were able to, I do believe this back in the day, suspend disbelief way more readily than now, right? So now it's like, no, I don't buy it. No, the CGI looks fake. No.
You had different options, like, back then. You didn't have, like, all the streaming services and shit, so, like, you know, the things that you were watching, you bought into, where you were like, oh.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. You were like, I'm going for whatever journey this story is going to take me on, right? And you're like, I'm going to just go. I'm not going to be like, hang on, aren't they all the same age?
Yeah.
And Martin Short's playing a kid, and we're not making any mention of it. All right, I got you. You know? Wait a minute. How is Arnold Schwarzenegger going to give birth?
Well,
out of his penis hole?
Here's the thing.
Out of his butt?
That actually happened now.
What?
Pregnant man on Oprah is giving birth to 2 kids now.
It wasn't a man.
Well, tell that to the trans community.
Okay.
I want to get your goat on something. I'm going to fire you up. I know you get angry when people give other people's shows, like, of your dreams for no reason, and they're just the most boring snooze fests in the world. Jessica Alba is going to host a travel series, Parenting Without Borders, for Disney Plus, based on the book. And it will see her traveling the world, learn how culture shapes parenting around the world.
Look, that doesn't necessarily get my goat, only because she's a boring piece of shit and that fucking show sounds dumb and stupid, right? So I have no problem with it. Clearly.
Whenever somebody gets a Bourdainish type show around the world, I always think of you, and I'm like, oh, snooze ass Jessica Alba.
Snooze ass Jessica Alba. But by the way, she's going to make this show, whatever it is, I haven't even heard of it. She's going to make it into some, you know, cultural thing.
Boring as shit.
Boring as shit.
Yep.
Boring as shit. So I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that fucking boring show. I'd want to go travel to get away from my kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to go hang out with more kids. No.
I agree.
Had she gotten a noodles and butter tour of Italy, then I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Had she gotten who has the best simple pasta
of all time
in all of Italy, then I'd be mad, because that's my show.
Yeah. Well,
that's my show. No frills, no raw meats, nothing weird.
Yeah.
Who has the most amazing shaved Parmesan, butter, fresh pasta, and, you know, maybe that show's boring to some people, right?
Maybe not.
But it wouldn't be, because I'll take a bunch of syrup, I'll fucking drink, I'll hang out with weirdos.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see that show? Show me one person.
Show me that smile again.
Show me that smile. Nailed it, I think. And I think that's what you were thinking too, right?
It was really great, actually. I was super surprised. I was like, whoa. That was recording quality.
Hey.
It was off the cuff, but it was definitely
it's
recording quality.
It's just these mics are really good.
Yeah.
They make it sound good. What is going on? What are we even talking about?
The last thing I want to chat about here is I get these emails all the time from people, or messages to Facebook. I should stop saying emails. Nobody has my fucking email address, but messages on Facebook and Instagram. Mm-hmm. The biggest question I get is usually about TV or films.
Okay.
How do I write a book? I'm sorry, not TV or films, books or films. How do I write a book? How do I get it to an agent? How do I do X, Y, and Z with a book? Everybody in this life wants to write a book.
Yeah.
The other one I get is I want to make a movie. How do I get this to an agent? How do I get this to a studio? How do I get this made? Mm-hmm. I keep telling everybody, and I went off on a fucking rant about it 3 or 4 months ago. You need to do your own shit, right? Stop being concerned with what Hollywood wants and everything else. And make it, because pretty soon it is going to be just up to you. And you clearly, everybody has the capacity to do it in every format, right? Yeah. I'll start with the first one that I got. There was a guy who hit me up who was super passionate about this documentary. It was like, look, man, military guy.
Okay.
I want to make this documentary, and I'm super passionate about it. How do I make it? And is there a site of sales of how much documentaries sell for and how much they've made that I can look up? And I said, no, there isn't. And I go, look, man, for documentaries to sell these days, it's got to be somebody massively famous like AOC. AOC was the last big sale. It was $10 million. It's Sundance.
Okay.
She got last year. And then Nipsey Hussle. That doc went for a lot of money. It has got to be somebody like that to make a shit ton of money. Unfortunately, most people's life story that aren't famous or don't have a social media following isn't going to be made for a lot of money, nor is anybody going to buy that. However, you do have the option to distribute it yourself, make it. You can put on Amazon Prime for free. You can put on iTunes now for free. There's a new company that just started that hit me up that, hey, we'll put it on every platform for you for free. Whatever it makes, we get 20% of it, and then the 80% goes to you. And that is in films. In books, I've been adamant about telling people, because I get this all the time. I say, hey, man, write it yourself and distribute it yourself. Amazon owns Audible now. You can record the audiobook on your own. You can distribute it yourself. 92% of books now are sold off of Amazon, and the other 8 is brick and mortar stores. And then Barnes & Noble is like 1% online. However, there is sites. ACX does it, and then KDP does it.com, where you can get it ebook. You can get it hardback. Lightning Source does that. Audiobook you can record on your own. And then all of the money comes to you and is directly deposited into your bank account. I always say this, and everybody's, when some people say, well, I need a big publisher to get it into stores and everything else, 92% of your sales are coming from online anyways. Amazon is trying to take out the publishers. They are very, very close. Today's story that is breaking right now is, literally right now, is Viacom is trying to actively sell Simon & Schuster. Simon & Schuster is with Penguin are the 2 biggest in the world. If they were not concerned that Amazon was eating up all the fucking business, this is it right here. You selling a book or a movie is going to come down to you and your social media and your friends and family anyways, and how much you can promote it. They're not going to give you a lot of help for this shit. So if this isn't the biggest clue of where this industry is headed, that yes, just do it on your own. If it is popular and people love it, it will find an audience. If not, then congratulations, you didn't lose your day job on it, you know? I've had to talk numerous people down of like, hey, man, I want to just quit my job and my family and kids to go do these other things. Like, do not do that. This is where it is all headed. This story is this is crazy to me. I mean, I thought it would happen fast. Not this fast. Simon & Schuster's already bought up anyone anyways. It's like, Jesus Christ, how many imprints do they own? Yeah. Penguin's the other one. Because so my first book was Simon & Schuster. I did the last one on my own, knowing what I knew, and having my own audience and all that stuff. Now Matt's was Penguin, but it's Penguin Random House. Penguin had bought Random House, and like you're down to fucking 9 or 10 publishers now. You're down to 8 studios in Hollywood. So do all of this stuff on your own. Yeah. I get the messages and all this other stuff. And with this breaking news story that's right now, that is where it's headed. And Amazon is setting it up pretty easy for you to do it. And it won't cost you much. And again, you can keep your day job in case.
Yeah, don't quit your day job. The one thing I'll say about that is that life is pain. and it's boring and horrible.
That's what Ja Rule said. Life is pain.
So don't throw it all away to try and be happy, because it won't work.
Not that.
No, you're just never going to be truly happy unless you get like a part of your brain taken out.
Make sure it's financially viable. Look, if you're fucking 20 years old, if
Hey,
you're in your early 20s,
clearly
go ahead and do it.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you like have a family, have a house, have stuff that you need to pay for, and you have a job that is paying for that. Find some happiness, in other places.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that most of us are day to day,
man,
not super living in our joy.
Yeah,
we're not living in our joy.
And since this is coming in right now, I mean, I'll just read the response to it. Just says, the CEO just came out and released a statement. He said the company is looking for strategic alternatives for publisher Simon & Schuster as it seeks to exit the non-strategic businesses, build up cash to invest in content, streaming, and other areas of focus. So obviously content is video, audio, everything else. But, man, that is wild. It just says that, look, the storied publisher is not a core asset of ours. So that's they will merge with somebody else is what is going to happen. If they get bought out by Penguin, that means Penguin will have bought Random House and Simon & Schuster. Shit. Because then that means all your queries, and that's what happens as an author when you send it in on your own without an agent, are just going to one place. So do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And everything is set up for you that way. That is the biggest. That's the two biggest questions I get all the time. Documentary wise, man, fuck. I don't know. Or you'd have to be one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
To what? Make money from a documentary?
Yeah. How do you do that these days?
Yeah. I don't know.
It requires so many hours of shooting that you have to pay an editor a lot of fucking money. And like, we learned this on 50K and a Call Girl. I think at the end of it, I want to say it was 184 hours worth of footage to get down to a 90-minute movie. I had to pay multiple editors for 2 years to get that cut. And
I would say make a podcast version of it first. And that's how things are getting.
Through interviews.
Yeah.
That
so
would be great, actually.
If you have a documentary, you can show proof of concept.
There you go.
In a podcast, and it will either, depending on what the subject matter is, if it's any investigative story, you make a podcast of it, and it will get picked up by somebody. That's what they're doing. So every show that we like, people that are into the like crime shows or any investigative journalism show at all, is being picked up all the way down to The Shrink Next Door.
That is a great idea.
And if you guys saw The Shrink Next Door, you know that they're really picking up anything and turning it into a show. And it'll either be a show on TV or they'll do a documentary. So
that is actually a great idea, and it's super cheap.
Yeah, you just need to have, you need to have the time to get the interviews and get the, whatever sound bites and interviews and, monologues that you want to do, and have a sound editor make it into a soundscape, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll shout him out, man, because last one, Paul Hartzell was the last one that hit me up. I get it all the time, man. And he was like, dude, thanks for responding. We try to respond to all of these, by the way. We really do. So hit us up on social media. And please rate the show on iTunes. That is a big deal now, I guess. So just go to iTunes and rate Ross Patterson Revolution. Just give it 5 stars and write a review. We would really, really appreciate that. And again, we try to read and respond to anything. Twitter is probably my fastest, by the way. So if you have a question, and I don't give a shit that it's public and everybody can see it, I don't care. I'll answer it. I really don't give a shit what people think about me. And that is the fastest response, because typically doing 7 shows a week for me, I'm always searching the news for breaking stories or news or anything we're going to talk about on any of these shows. So hit me up on Twitter at STJames, and I will always answer you. Jessie.
Yeah. Do you remember Pure Luck?
Pure Luck. Which one was that?
It is Danny Glover and Martin Short. I know you remember that one.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't. Where did we see Danny Glover the other day? Oh, at South Carolina. He was on the circus, the primary.
Yeah.
Who was he there for?
Okay, he was there for Biden.
He was there for Biden. Wasn't Bernie?
Well, he was there to see the. No, my gosh, no.
Okay.
No, it was Biden. Remember they were doing the whole sweep of South Carolina that Biden did? They really went in depth with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spread rumors.
So I definitely don't want to see Pure Luck. And
are you sure though? Because
and I will say this: Danny Glover's making a comeback.
What is he doing?
So he was in this movie. Sorry to bother you. I rented it the other night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a fucking great movie, by the way. And I'm a big fan of Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That guy's fucking off the rails. Great actor. He's in Atlanta as well.
So when Valerie Highsmith, Sheila Kelly,
goes
missing in Mexico.
Okay. Is this the plot of Pure Luck?
It isn't too surprising. It may be. Maybe just a story that I'm telling.
Okay.
It isn't too surprising, as she is generally acknowledged as having the worst luck in the world. This Sheila, right? This Valerie, played by Sheila Kelly.
Okay.
You know who this is?
No.
Okay.
I've never seen this movie.
What is surprising is that veteran investigator Raymond Campanella, Danny Glover,
yep.
can't find her. Then an executive at Valerie's father's company has the idea to send Proctor, Martin Short, from accounting along with Raymond to Mexico.
You bet. You bet.
Proctor, it turns out, also possesses terrible luck.
Huh.
Okay?
You don't say.
And is sure to tumble into the same mess Valerie did.
Man.
How fun.
If I was on my deathbed and somebody, like a preacher, came in and said, hey, can I give you last rites? And then you just pushed him out of the way and said, no, I'm going to read you the plot of Pure Luck.
Uh-huh.
That would probably make me die faster.
Okay.
So
just
a heads up. And also one more heads up. Danny Glover has signed on for Lethal Weapon 5 that is in the works right now with Mel Gibson. Yeah. Thoughts?
I don't like him.
Oh, you don't like Danny Glover?
No, I don't like when they get too old to be trotted out.
Okay.
I think Danny Glover is fine, actually. It's Gibson that I'm worried about.
Who knows?
He's lost a step. He's Bidening, if you will.
We'll see.
He's very Biden.
We'll see. Congrats, Crazy Joe. You old son of a bitch. Pulled off the biggest comeback in political history.
Good for him.
It's crazy. Good for him.
Good for him.
47 years, busting his ass. Fuck it. He's not going to win.
No.
President, but
it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a good time. And we had a good time here. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Rate us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star. Good night, everyone.
Good night.